more than just a game. How the high school basketball community came together to honor London White.
And these showers are going to be lingering over for the next couple of hours, and some flurries are looking like they're beginning to fall in our more northern counties. We also have a cold front over to our west, and I'll tell you what that'll be coming up in my first alert forecast.
And Mizzou basketball hung with Alabama for the first half of the game, but lost momentum in the second. Our live report is just ahead. This is KOMU 8 News at 6.
Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News starts now.
The Salisbury community is still mourning the loss of basketball player London White. The team traveled to Springfield for a playoff game that meant so much more than just a chance at the championship. Good evening, I'm Julie Koharek.
And I'm Avery Grosvenor. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. KRI3's Michael Hoffman shows us how the team is honoring White in last night's game, and also how the basketball community came together to support Salisbury.
I can't imagine what they're going through.
In seats normally filled with maroon, you could see a sea of purple. The change in color for London White. He died this week.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what we were going to do. We needed the blessing from the family, and they were here today and supporting us.
His teammates had a playoff game scheduled in Springfield. They could have sat this one out, but London's family encouraged them to go forward.
Now, Salisbury is still reeling from the loss of their teammate London earlier this week. Hartfield decided that even though they are going head-to-head tonight, they wanted to do something special before the game.
The two head coaches talked before the game about a joint prayer in the middle of the court, but Coach Reed with Hartville and his squad decided they wanted to do something more.
We wanted to pay tribute to him and his family and those players over there and the coaching staff, and this is the only thing that we really thought of that we could do in this environment. So, you know, we're sorry. Our hearts hurt for them, and that's why.
Hartville, usually donned in blue and white, instead wore a bright, eye-catching violet, Salisbury's colors. The shirts with the words Salisbury Strong on the back. A surprise for everyone on the grief-stricken team.
That was a really great gesture.
The Salisbury players, however, with the weight of the death of a friend, teammate, and brother, pushed ahead and won the game.
We were a family, and just sticking with each other, and like tonight, playing our game, never giving up on each other, just always staying with each other.
That was KY3's Michael Hoffman reporting for us. White wore number 20 for the team, and in the final quarter of play, the team scored 20 points to win the game. Andrew.
This is our live look right now at our current satellite and radar. We still have these showers but really just lingering here over central Missouri, and those are going to be continuing for the next couple of hours as they slowly move from our west to east. And it looks like in our more northern counties, especially Macon, the radar is beginning to pick up some flurries up there. But those flurries, if they do make it to the ground, they'll just hit the ground and melt immediately, just because the ground temperatures are just simply too warm. And also all that rain that has been falling has also been influencing the, as soon as that snowflake hits the water, it's just going to melt immediately. Temperatures right now are low, relatively low, also 38 in Columbia, 40 in Tipton, 40 also in Eldon. These cooler temperatures are going to extend the trend as we go into tomorrow. I'll tell you what those temperatures will look like coming up in my first alert forecast.
A member of Kim Gardner's staff has resigned after less than 2 years on the job. Marvin Tier is Chief Trial Assistant for the St. Louis Circuit Attorney. This move comes following Attorney General Andrew Bailey's efforts to remove Gardner from office. That's after a crash led to a high school student, Janae Edmondson, losing both her legs. Edmondson is now recovering at home in Tennessee with her family. She underwent 5 surgeries before heading home and still needs several more. Last month, a judge denied bond for Daniel Riley. He's accused of causing the accident. He's also charged with 3 counts of assault. The next time Riley will be in court is April 3rd. A recently removed Missouri gun law is back in effect after an appeal. The law prohibits Missouri police from enforcing federal gun laws. A judge ruled it can stay until an appeals court takes up the case. That's the same federal judge who initially struck down the law. The city of St. Louis County, and Jackson County filed a separate lawsuit against the law in state court.
A lawsuit against a former Columbia Public Schools employee is headed to the federal level. Kevin Keith is accused of assaulting a Rockbridge student, leaving him injured and concussed. CPS Superintendent Brian Yearwood is also named in this lawsuit. That suit is seeking to prohibit CPS employees from using unnecessary force against students. Boone County's oldest Democratic social club hosted a forum for 2 Columbia School Board candidates. April Farrell and James Gordon discussed gun violence, the latest annual progress report, among other topics. They are planning on hosting 2 more forums this month for the rest of the candidates. Candidate Chuck Basie was invited but didn't respond as of yesterday.
The City of Columbia will begin testing water for lead and copper within the next few weeks. This comes after failing to submit any water samples last year. The city must collect water samples from 100 sites by June and send them to the state. Water testing is also available to any customers who might have concerns. Parts of St. Louis County are under a precautionary boil advisory after a water main break. Missouri American Water says this affects around 3,600 customers. The advisory went into effect at 10 a.m. this morning and should last around 48 hours. This is just a precautionary measure after the break caused the water system pressure to drop.
A Missouri House committee discussed a bill about having marijuana in cars. That's according to the Jefferson City News Tribune. It reports the bill would require all marijuana products in cars to be kept in a sealed, odor-proof container. Amendment 3 says people can't consume marijuana while in a vehicle. However, officers can't use smelling marijuana as the reason for search or arrest.
Coming up next, how multiple groups are bringing a little bit of Silicon Valley to mid-Missouri.
Mizzou may have lost in today's semifinal game, but that hasn't affected their confidence going into March. See the story later, coming up in sports.
And our temperatures are on a slight lower side, 13 degrees below average, only 41 as our high temperature today, but that won't be the same trend as we go into tomorrow. I'll tell you how warm we'll get coming up.
A Columbia competition hopes to give Missouri entrepreneurs a leg up. Missouri Startup Weekend is a chance for people to pitch their tech ideas for cash.
KMU's Hunter Walterman is here with what competitors have to do to win. Hunter.
Yeah, guys, hundreds of people at Missouri Startup Weekend heard ideas for new tech companies. They voted on the best ideas and got into teams on Friday. Now those teams are competing to develop those ideas into an actual business.
It looks like Silicon Valley. It's a short drive from the I-70 connector in Columbia. Hundreds of people came to Columbia for Missouri Startup Weekend.
This event aims to give local entrepreneurs like these the chance to hit the ground running or rolling with their ideas.
I would just like to say, y'all killed it.
Crystal L. owns a Columbia hair salon. Competitors have 3 days to turn an idea into a business. But she's taking it slow.
Oh, well, we're going to win.
For now.
We're going to have a viable product that changes the world. That's it.
She wants to help salon owners grow their business.
Taking off your creative hat and putting on a business hat is going to make any salon successful.
The tech industry is all about disruption, and this weekend is no different. Brett Calhoun helped organize the event. He wants people to think not just corn, but computer chips in the Midwest.
We're forced to be scrappy because there's not as much capital here.
The event takes ideas and connects them with resources, like computer engineer Kaylee Cornelison.
I think that events like this are a fantastic way to have people get their feet wet.
She's working with Graves to bring a little bit of Silicon Valley to Central Missouri.
Tomorrow, teams will pitch their ideas to local business owners. The winner will get support from Calhoun's venture capital business, $2,500, and legal help setting up their business. In the studio, Hunter Walterman, KOMU 8 News.
And our temperatures are going to be on the cooler side as we get into the beginning part of next week. But by Wednesday and Thursday, we'll start to warm up a little bit. I'll tell you how warm we'll get coming up in my first alert forecast.
Here's what's happening right now. West Virginian legislators added mental health exceptions to a bill that would ban certain health care for transgender kids.
The state's House says they can continue receiving certain treatments if they're at risk for suicide. The bill will head to the state Senate for final approval.
Columbia Public Works has scheduled an informal open house meeting for a new roundabout project. That's for the intersection at West Route K and West Old Plank Road. The existing intersection will be replaced with a single-lane roundabout. The city plans to present the design concept for the construction this upcoming Thursday.
MoDOT is planning on restriping reflective road paint this summer due to inclement weather. The reflective material has begun to strip away. This makes it difficult for drivers to see while on the roads, especially at night. According to MoDOT, crews do complete annual inspections of the roads to ensure safety for drivers. One engineer says right now is the worst time for reflective road strips.
We plow the roads every winter, and that will often have an impact on the quality of the stripe. Kind of a double-edged sword.
Along with restriping the roads, MoDOT also plans to fix road signs. Andrew. Welcome back. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on KOMU8 News at 10. As the war in Ukraine rages on, a Mid-Missouri church is joining the humanitarian effort there.
Hear how the church hopes to support the people of Lviv tonight at 10. Andrew.
And here's your hour-by-hour forecast. The temperatures are going to be slowly start all the way back up into those mid-40s, but that'll be a slow start as the temperatures really won't range a whole lot. And the clouds are going to start overcast, but as we get into the as we get into the afternoon hours, those clouds will slowly begin to build their way up. And then for the rest of our week, again, we have daylight saving time coming in tomorrow, so don't forget to set those clocks. And then by Friday, we have St. Patrick's Day, and unfortunately, those warmer temperatures won't stick around quite long enough to enjoy the warmer temperatures for St. Patrick's Day.
Daylight savings time is a little extra painful when you're at work till 11 p.m. like us, so not looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. I'm excited for these warmer temperatures, though.
Oh yeah,
True.
A little chilly on St. Patrick's Day, though.
Yeah, I'm ready to spring forward. Hopefully that springs with new temperatures.
Thank you for that, Chase. All right, that's our time for now.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 10.